Welcome to Spotlight with Shonda Scott. Our topic today is on the importance of voter registration. Still in 2014, we still are emphasizing the importance for people to register to vote. And with me today are pioneers that have been in this fight for a while, talking to people from the NAACP and from the Pastors of Oakland, the presidents of both those organizations, Dr. A.G.'s from the Pastor of Oakland and Mr. George Holland, Esquire, from the NAACP. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Thank you for having us, Shonda.
Yeah, so in 2014, you're still having to encourage people to vote and register to vote.
Yeah, I mean, you have new people that are coming of age, and then you have people that are moving in the district, and so you're always going to have that. But then there is the history of voting, and particularly where minorities are concerned. And so we have to always, every generation, we have to emphasize the absolute importance of voting. And so, but in order to do it, you got to register.
Right. And like when things like 209 happen and all these other things get passed, when people realize the power of their vote, like they could actually have an input. If they're not registered and they're not voting, then they're almost just letting their rights just go away. So they could have played a part in that process, and by not being registered, not voting, they kind of just let it just unfold and have to suffer the consequence.
That's one of the concerns that the NAACP has. We are in our 109th year of existence, and it always comes back to voting, because folks don't seem to realize that how your right to vote is so important and how you can really determine the type of community that you live in, because the voters elect the mayor, city council, and who select the police chiefs. We need to get more involved, and we are out there trying to tell people that you have to exercise this right that you have. And many times they don't want to listen.
So how do you help young people understand the importance of voting? Actually, it's funny, I was having a conversation with a young lady. She's 12, and there were some other teenagers, and they were all saying how they won't be able to vote in 2016, but they're excited about being able to vote. And I was just thinking, like, how do you get children excited about, like, when my dad probably was a teenager, how they were excited because it was all those things that happened to get the rights to votes for African Americans, for women, all these people had sacrificed. So they were excited about having this right and freedom. So how do we get our young generation excited again about voting, or registering to vote and voting?
I think number one, we have to see the importance, and we have to demonstrate it by making it important to us. And then we have to tell a story. There is a story. There was a time where a lot of black people could not vote in America, and they were born in America, but they couldn't vote, and people fought for that. And so we have to tell the story, and if we don't tell it, then they won't know it. And then we have to show the story by showing that it's important to us to vote, because we can change whatever we don't like. We can change it through the power of the vote.
Also, what are you doing what is the NAACP and the Pastors of Oakland doing? Is there a place where people can go register? Are there going to be stations? Is there going to be something that people can go to find out more information on how to register?
Yeah, we meet every Wednesday night, Get Out the Vote committee. We are presently at the Walgreens store on High Street every Saturday from 10 to 12. And most major events that occur in our community, we have someone or a number of people who are going to be present to register people to vote. Because, we don't get as much feedback as we like from our people, because people see us there, and when people go shopping, they really don't want to be bothered most of the time. But it's so important, that we are there and we're present, trying to encourage them to do what they need to do in order to make a change in this community. We have an election coming up in November. We have 15 people running to be mayor. So don't you think it'll make a difference as to who's elected? That we're begging you to participate. We got this midterm elections too for Congress. We need to have people out there voting, because you get what you vote for. If you don't vote, you don't get anything.
Right. Well, I want to thank you because I know in the 2012 election, the NAACP and the churches were tremendous in getting people out and more people out than they had record numbers. So thank you for your work nationally and in the local community.
And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've been watching Spotlight with Shonda Scott, and we're talking today about the importance of voter registration. So please, go out to any of the stations, the Walgreens, or wherever you see, and make sure you register to vote. It's your right, and it's important. Thank you for joining us.